Hello and welcome back to Quiz Factor Deep Dive. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 6 key aspects of organizational structure: scalar chain, span of control, centralization versus decentralization, tall and flat organizations, outsourcing, and offshoring. Let's get into it. First up, the scalar chain. The scalar chain is the line of authority that runs from the very top of an organization all the way down to the bottom. Think of it as the chain of command. Every person in the organization sits somewhere on this chain, from the CEO at the top right down to the newest recruit at the bottom. Why does it matter? Because it tells everyone who they report to and who reports to them. It defines the flow of communication and decision-making up and down the organization. When the scalar chain is clear, everyone knows exactly where they stand. Next, span of control. Span of control refers to the number of people a manager directly supervises. A wide span of control means one manager oversees many people. A narrow span of control means one manager oversees just a few. Here's the trade-off. A wide span keeps costs down, fewer managers needed, but it can stretch managers thin. A narrow span gives employees more attention and support, but it adds layers of management and pushes costs up. The right span depends on the complexity of the work, the experience of the team, and how much supervision is actually needed. Now, centralization versus decentralization. This one comes up a lot. In a centralized organization, decision-making power is held at the top. Senior managers make the key calls and everyone else follows. The advantage is consistency. Decisions are aligned with the overall strategy. The downside is speed. Everything has to travel up the chain before anything gets decided. In a decentralized organization, decision-making power is pushed down to lower levels. Local managers and teams are trusted to make decisions themselves. This is faster and more responsive to local conditions, but it can lead to inconsistency if different parts of the business are pulling in different directions. Neither is universally better. Most organizations land somewhere in between. This brings us neatly to tall and flat organizations. A tall organization has many layers of management, long scalar chain, narrow spans of control. Decisions travel slowly through many levels. Communication can get distorted as messages pass through layer after layer. But employees tend to have clear career progression paths and closer supervision. A flat organization has few layers. Short scalar chain. Wide spans of control. Communication is faster and more direct. Employees have more autonomy. But managers can become overwhelmed and career progression can feel limited. The trend in modern business has been toward flatter structures, cutting out middle management layers to speed up decision-making and reduce costs. Now, when outsourcing? Outsourcing is when a business contracts an external organization to perform functions or services that were previously done in-house. Instead of running your own IT department, you hire an IT firm. Instead of managing your own payroll, you use a payroll provider. The benefits are clear: cost savings, access to specialist expertise. The business can focus on what it does best, its core competencies, while leaving everything else to specialists. The risks? Loss of control, dependence on a third party, and potential quality issues if the external provider doesn't meet your standards. Finally, offshoring. Offshoring is when a business relocates functions or operations to another country, usually to take advantage of lower labor costs, favorable tax conditions, or access to specific skills. A UK manufacturer might offshore its production to a country where wages are lower. A US tech company might offshore its customer service to a country with a large pool of English-speaking graduates. Offshoring and outsourcing are often confused. The key difference is this: outsourcing is about who does the work, offshoring is about where the work is done. You can outsource without offshoring, and you can offshore without outsourcing. So there you have it. 6 key aspects of organizational structure: scalar chain, span of control, centralization versus decentralization, tall and flat organizations, outsourcing, and offshoring. Hit subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one.
Now let me tell you something important. Most professional certification exams aren't just testing your knowledge. They're testing your speed, accuracy, and ability to perform under pressure. That's why practicing with real exam-style questions matters. Download QuizFactor A+. Get access to thousands of practice questions, timed quizzes, and realistic exam simulations designed to help you prepare smarter and walk into exam day with confidence. Find the link in the description.